Hello everyone and welcome back guys to round 3 of the ILR GT4 League, where today we're here at the Red Bull Ring. Now a bit of an apology for this week. Usually I stream these races, but this week I just had people over, so didn't really feel like shouting at the TV screen for an hour by myself up in my room. So obviously I just recorded it and decided it would just be easy to upload highlights here today instead. Obviously the opening 2 rounds have gone quite interestingly. We're currently 5th in the standings, 5 points off the championship leader. It is super tight so far in this series. We're looking forward to this race. Sadly, qualifying, I couldn't quite hook up a lap that I was happy with. You know, there was easy pace for sort of a mid-35. I think I ended up on like a 35.9, which would lead me down in P4 on the grid ready for this race. I've been purple going into the final sector 2-3 times and just couldn't hook it up. But it is 5 laps here and away we go there. That's going to be Flavius, one of my main rivals there. Not getting a particularly good start. Corsa as well. One of my other rivals there, but you see ZR Mercedes gets a fantastic run down towards turn 1 here. We almost had to take evasive action there, a little bit of bump and a bashing between a couple of us there, but we do hold on to P4 there. We'd obviously lose the place to ZR, but make the place up on Flavius there. And yeah, we also got pinched up a little bit in towards turn 1, but we have come clean out the other side there. Usually Gran Turismo with these sorts of things, unless it's a huge whack, you can usually get away with it there. We're going to go back up the inside of ZR at the top of the hill there, get the car parked nicely on the apex there. I thought, you know, going into it, I thought, oh god, I might have broken a little bit too late here. You know, we kept it nice and smooth, and we would therefore hold on to the position there. So that's us now up into P3 of this race. We've got Wummer and Corsa having quite a bit of a battle just up in front of me here. So hopefully we can try and capitalise on this as well. There, ZR gives you a little bit of a pump as we come now down in through the hairpin, and then just obviously trying to, you know, altering lines. We were trying to take the slipstream, everything like that. You know, certainly had made it quite an interesting start here. You know, up one place, we can certainly take that one. You can see Corsa and Wummer still almost going side by side as we come through the double left-hander here. And, you know, we were just trying to, you know, bide our time, wait patiently and try to get an opportunity if one did arise. And that's what we were able to do there. Wummer doesn't get the run off the exit of the corner there. We muscle our way up onto the inside of him as we now come down in towards the final couple of corners of the opening lap here. Very nice and tidily there, but unfortunately just lose out on the rear end ever so slightly there. That's going to give Wummer the run up the inside in through the final corner there, but we do hold it side by side there. We swing it right back around the outside there. He has to brake a little bit to not run me completely off the road there, and that will be us up into P2 of the race off the start there. So, you know, certainly quite a successful start for myself. You can see Corsa, championship leader, still after the win in Dragon Trail. He was certainly having a good start to this race here, and it's going to be difficult to keep up with him because that Jag really was quite consistent around this circuit. You know, the Lambo 4-wheel drive, the Jag rear-wheel drive, so we had a little bit more, most notably through turn 2, but through the middle sector, you know, that Jag through the double left-hander and everything like that was just so quick on the whole here. But now on to lap 3, so we set the fastest lap of the race, a woman at 35.912. They're on race pace. You know, that felt really good on the whole there. We were just closing up the time to cause there. He actually had a bit of a penalty, so was trying to lose that in, you know, as little chunks as he possibly could there, but, you know, we'd still be trying to close up as best as possible here, and try to fight him and try to potentially move ourselves up into the lead of this race here. To the outside in towards the next couple of corners there. We're just going to try and brake as late as possible there. Also, we can't commit to the apex, so you can brake a little bit later there, and he's just going to slam the door shut on the exit of the corner there. We're going to try and go for a bit of a switchback move as we come now down in towards the next couple of corners here, but I don't think really we're going to be able to do much from this one unless he makes quite a big mistake, which he does not there. So we would slot into position just behind him still as we now come down in through the next couple of corners there. But Corsa runs very deep out onto the exit on towards the final sector of this lap. So we can have a look right around the outside we go here. Are we going to be able to make this work? We managed to get up the inside of someone else there. We're going to be side by side. There are a little bit of contact actually, apologies to Corsa for that one there. We would get round the outside and comfortably ahead in towards the final couple of corners of this lap here. So really happy with that one there. And that was now up into the lead of round 3 of the series here. So really looking forward to the rest of this race. But yeah, obviously still a long way to go in this race here. Corsa would be, you know, a little bit quicker towards the top end at the end of straight here, but just through turn 1 and turn 2, you know, the Lambo with the 4-wheel drive is just that bit more stable, which, you know, was giving me the run that I desperately needed here. But, you know, we would still have to run like crazy over these next 2 laps, but, you know, sadly for Corsa, unfortunately, you just get the strategy a little bit wrong here, I should say, and opt to go on to the 2-stop race, which, you know, really, you know, well, I can say now from hindsight is a wonderful thing, that, you know, it was not the race strategy to be going with, sadly. You know, the 1-stop softs to softs once again was certainly going to be the way to go in this race. And that was obviously what we were trying to do. Pretty much, obviously, being the leader, you can sort of dictate the strategy overall, and, you know, it was really ideal. You know, we were in the lead, and we weren't willing to let anyone undercut us as well, obviously, because, well, if they did try to, they would have to pit far too early in this race. But obviously, a lot of people do dive into the pit lane on the end of that lap here. I think we would have 4 people still. Corsa, obviously, having made his first pit stop, would re-inherit the lead of the race there, but obviously having to pit twice is going to cost him about 20 seconds in this race. So, you know, he'd still have to pull out a whole lot more than he'd been able to do in the early stages of his second stint. I think he did end up getting caught up in a bit of traffic as well. So certainly not the day that he would have wanted as the championship leader here going into this race. But obviously we would continue on trying to just keep up the good pace there onto lap 11. And luckily for us, we wouldn't actually get held up in too much traffic. 2 of the guys that had been ahead of me did opt to dive into the pit lane on the end of lap 10 here. Rink Morris, who we have a couple of instances with in the opening round of the season there, would dive into the pits on the end of lap 11 as well here. So all ideal in that sense. And now we would be back up to the rear of Corsa once more here, who's, you know, probably going to go for that, you know, the 2-stop strategy all on the soft. So he's probably going to obviously go, it's about a 19-lap race, so he's going to do, you know, 6, and probably 7 at the end of this race here. But by the end of lap 12, you can see a 3.8 second penalty, so really struggling on the whole here. And we're actually going to try and look to the outside in towards the final couple of corners of this lap here. We do go side by side there. Corsa would just drop it ever so slightly out into me there. A little bit of contact. We did speak afterwards. You know, there was no love lost between the pair of us there. Yeah, just saying, obviously, I thought he was going to dive into the pits. I thought he was going to take a tight line. He was actually intending to dive into the pit lane as well, but the tyres were just dead at that point. So obviously struggling a little bit there. Obviously quite surprised, you know, the Jag was really struggling that badly there, but obviously we would continue on in the lead there. The gap now just 1.5 seconds though at the top of the race there. But onto the end of lap 18 though, and we would still be holding on to the lead. Luckily we would get saved a little bit on Wummer and Flavius actually having quite a big battle there. Wummer, you know, actually reserve this season, who was, you know, looking very strong after the opening few rounds of this season. I don't think he scored any points though, because obviously he is a reserve, so, you know, it was lucky that he was just helping me build up a bit of a gap there. But yeah, from what I gathered after the race, him and Flavius had quite a tough, aggressive battle. I sort of could tell in a couple of places, looking behind me as well, you know, there was certainly quite a bit of bodywork and paint traded between the pairs there, you know. But I think from the group chat, you know, that once again, no love lost between the pair. And then GT Sport is such a forgiving game with these sorts of things as well, you know, it is quite good fun. You know, you compare it to Forza, where if you make contact, usually you end up getting stuck to each other and just both sent to Narnia. It's a bit frustrating at the end of the day there. And obviously GT Sport, you do sort of ping off each other. It's, you know, not entirely realistic, but then again, nowhere is Forza fun. It's both a bit probably nicer in terms of being able to aggressively push than F1, but obviously you understand. On the other hand, that's a lot more of a realistic game. You know, you're not meant to be trading paint in a, you know, multi-million-pound prototype car, as well as obviously not ideal in that sense. But through the final couple of corners then of this race, and it is looking like we will be able to come through for my very first victory in ILR, my very first proper league racing victory on a Gran Turismo Sport as well, which I would certainly take at the end of the day there. My 99th overall in league racing. Hopefully we can try and get win number 100 over the next couple of days as well. Then through the final corner and down towards the line, it is going to be the race victory there. Take the championship lead as well by 5 points over Flavius there. We really couldn't ask for much of a better race there at the end of the day. Really happy with that one as well. You can see only the top 8 would remain on the lead lap there. But yeah, would be myself over Flavius. ZR Mercedes would come through for P3 there ahead of Woman in a P4. Rink and Corsa 5th and 6th in the Jags. Oh, and another Jag there in the P7. Stig EC there with 2 Caymans of Goody and JJ down in P8 and 9 there. Renegade round to top 10 in the Audi with 4 Satix, JSAG, QVR, FC Game Boys, Nicolo, and I think it was ILR Matt as well that would round out the order there. So a little bit unfortunate for him at the end of the day there. But there we are then, the race victory, 4th to 1st there, fastest lap and the only person to get a clean race there as well at the end of the day. We can certainly take that one there, a 50% clean race bonus and obviously prize money and experience. But that has been it from me for this video. As I said, hopefully now we are into the lead of the championship. Get yourself subscribed if you're new around here as well and you do want to see more league racing action on the channel. We've got plenty more coming over the coming weeks. But yeah, that has been it from me for this video. As I said, hopefully you guys get yourself subscribed if you're new around here as well. Next time out is actually at Fuji, which should be a track that really does suit the Lambo if TT is anything to go by there. But yeah, as I said, hopefully I will see you guys then. Should be back to streaming for that one, but yeah, I will hopefully see you guys at Fuji.